Welcome back, everyone, to yet another interview here at the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Today I am with Donica Knight. Donica Knight is a singer, songwriter, and entertainer from the small town of Millbrook, Alabama. She's inspired by the music of Bonnie Raitt, Patsy Cline, Leonard Skinner, and the Rolling Stones. Donica's new single, Love Ain't a Prize, and EP, Can't Buy a Southern Girl, has a unique blend of country, southern rock, blues, and old East Memphis music. As performer, Donica has led a rigorous touring schedule in the Southeast, performing more than 350 dates, opening for both country and rock superstars as diverse as Leonard Skinner, Jake Owen, Kenny Rogers, Kelly Pickler, Blackberry Smoke. She's worked with a lot of different people, but she's a self-proclaimed tomboy sports fan, and who co-wrote and recorded "Great to Be," which was regularly played and quickly caught on fire as a fan favorite for her beloved Auburn Tigers, the football team there. So she's done a lot of stuff. She's got new EP coming out. She's got songs in movie soundtracks, working with Tracy Lawrence, all kind of people. So welcome, Donica Knight, to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. How are you today?
Hey, welcome.
Okay.
I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. Today I'm in Auburn, Alabama, and you just mentioned my Auburn song, so it's great to be in Auburn today. I haven't been through here in a little while.
So what are you doing in Auburn today? You guys have a show?
Yeah, I have a show, and I'm meeting the bus, and we're going to take off from Auburn and go to Georgia.
Oh, okay. So you're on tour?
Well, I have a show today, yes.
Okay. All right. I gotcha. Cool. Totally cool. So you did this song, "Great to Be," which is really caught on with the Auburn University down there for the football games. Tell us about that song and how that got to become sort of like the theme song for the football
For the
team.
Auburn Tigers?
Yeah.
Well, after high school, I went to Auburn University, and I was studying special education and exercise science. And I loved Auburn with all my heart, and I loved the sports, and I had the Auburn spirit. But I felt called to do music, and I wasn't studying music, and I just saw these signs, and I knew that was my gift, and I wanted to go share it with the world. So I left Auburn, which was another big passion of mine, and it just hit me that I should combine both passions and write a song about Auburn. And fortunately, it caught on, and the football coach, he loved it and shared it with some of the other athletic director folks, and they thought it would be fabulous to make a football video for it. So they gave me this prime footage of Auburn football that is what you see on TV, and they gave me all of those records to put together to make a video with it, because they loved the song, and they wanted to start playing it at the football stadiums. And so in order for that to happen, they wanted to have football footage. And if you go to YouTube, you can find that video and song if you type in "Great to Be" by Donica Knight.
It's very professionally done, professional-looking video too. Did you write that song on your own? Because I know that sometimes you write with co-writers.
It was co-written.
Okay.
It was co-written with a guy named Doug in Nashville, and Blake Mavis.
Now,
and it was recorded all in Nashville as well.
Are these the same songwriting partners that you've been working with now, for your new record as well?
No, not at all.
New
record.
Let's back up. Let's back up for a second. Let's back up.
Yeah.
So we can bring everybody in an orderly way here. You have a new record, and it is coming out. It's not out yet, right?
That's correct. It's being dropped in the beginning of January.
Okay, and it's called Can't Buy... I'm sorry, what's the record called again? It's Can't Buy a Southern Girl?
It's called Can't Buy a Southern Girl. And I just dropped my new single just 2 weeks ago. And it's called Love Ain't a Prize. And it goes nationwide November 1st on distribution. But you can go to my website, www.donicaknight.com, and it's for purchase up on my website because I wanted to be able to give it to my fans before it went to iTunes. And, yeah, and that was called Love Ain't a Prize. And I'm so thrilled about it because this is the first time I've been working in the music business, and I decided I wanted to do something for myself, and I wanted to have creative control. I wanted to write the songs, and I wanted my own stamp on it because I found myself in a position where I was being pitched a lot of songs and was recording some songs that were pitched to me that I loved, but I didn't write them. And this is the first time that I feel like I've gotten to be myself and say what I wanted to say. And so I'm so excited about Love Ain't a Prize and my new EP, Can't Buy It Southern Girl.
Okay, so so how did you get started? Is Great to Be like you're really like is for the Auburn Tigers? Is that really like your first song, or were you involved in music before that? I know you said you went to Auburn and then all of a sudden you sort of felt called to do music. Were you doing any music before that? I mean, how did you get started initially singing?
Oh, geez. Well, I sing since I was a little girl, and I always did choirs, and I had my first solo in first grade, and I always dreamed about being a singer. That was always a dream of mine. And then once I graduated high school and went to college, it was still just a dream, and when I was a girl. And I just found myself that I was studying something that wasn't what I was called and wanting to do. And that I wanted to pursue my dreams of being a singer. And so when I left Auburn, I had no clue what exactly it was, like how to start doing this and how to make my dream come possible. And so I joined this little 80s band. It was a cover band, and I did that. And I started in the cover band circuit, and I did that for several years while I was going to Nashville writing. Because once I did that, joined a cover band, I realized I loved performing with the band. I loved performing, but I wanted to do something more. I wanted to write. I wanted to have my own material. And so I started learning about writing and the creative process behind that. And then I learned that I love recording and that I love singing and recording. And it's all kind of just evolved into what do I love and what is it that I want to do. And I just kind of started off like knowing I love to perform. Then I knew that I wanted to do my own like material. Then I was like, I want to write my own songs. Then I wanted to be more on the production side of things. I wanted to be able to help pick out the sounds. So that's why this EP is so important to me, because I understand that it's my baby. It's my baby.
Is this the first?
Had a lot of care.
Is this the first record under your own name that you've done, or have you done other records? Because I'm not seeing that here in your bio.
Yeah, I've done other recordings, and I put out a record several years ago. Or not several years ago, I guess it was 3 years ago.
Okay,
it was called,
time flies.
I know. It was called A Southern Heart, because I've always said that I have a Southern heart, and that how I think and how I feel is very Southern, and it's embedded into my heart, and therefore it goes through my actions. And so that's where I Can't Buy a Southern Girl kind of started and sparked.
What is the I mean, your style is obviously, I mean, to me, country. Country obviously these days has every sound out there kind of, mixed into it. So it's not, it's just got as many niches to it as blues or metal or hip hop or, there's all kind of different variations. But there seems to be a sort of like, there's a sort of certain values that sort of come out with that. And you said you feel very Southern. Can you talk a little bit about why you feel drawn and or connected to that music, and what are those values?
Yeah, why I feel drawn to Southern rock.
Country music, yeah, that's sort of the genre that you're in.
Yeah, well, I'm from Alabama. Grew up in Alabama. That's my state, and it's found in the South.
Okay.
So it's bred into my blood that I'm a Southern girl. And so growing up, I did the fishing, and I did the family dinners and the Southern mentality, and riding four-wheelers, doing sports. And around here, we love our football. And so that's what I listened to growing up. My grandfather, he loved Western movies and classic country. So I grew a big passion for Patsy Cline. And I just love the Southern mentality, and because it's what I connect to. But you mentioned that there's a little bit of rock in that record, and I love big rock guitars. There's nothing better to me than hearing several guitars banging, and it pumps my blood as well. I like AC/DC and all the it makes me very happy.
Okay. All right. So you grew up with the country, but you definitely have a love for rock. And I think that's true of a lot of modern country artists these days. It's not it's not all Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, and Loretta Lynn. There's a lot of stuff that's gotten mixed in with it. It's really evolved. I mean, do you ever see yourself maybe going more in the pop direction, like Taylor Swift?
Right now, I'm just focused on what I am right now, and I'm sure that throughout time, everybody changes, and there's no telling what my music's going to sound like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, because I can just tell from once I began where I started to where I am now. It's just grown leaps and bounds, and it's just perfecting your craft and learning more about yourself. And I've just learned more about myself throughout the years, and it's led to my songs that I have on this new record coming out, and Love Ain't a Prize.
Well, let's talk more then about the new your new record. Now, how did this come about? How did it get going, and who did you work with?
Yeah, well, the producer, his name is Jim Huff, and that's who I worked with, and he is based in L.A., but he is a Canadian. He's a Canadian that found his way to L.A., and several years ago, I was listening to a bunch of different songs, like 1,000 different songs.
Okay.
And I was trying to figure out, what am I drawn to? And there was about 5 songs that I was drawn to out of all this, 1,000 songs I listened to. And the common factor was a guy named Jim Huff wrote them. And they were the 5 that I loved out of 1,000. And I said, oh my gosh, I need to know who this guy is. Who is Jim Huff? And so I found him on MySpace, because that was when MySpace was the social network. And so I contacted him on the MySpace, and I said, hey, Jim, I'm a girl from Alabama, and I am just a big fan, and I would love to write with you. And so his wife was like, who the heck is this? Some girl from Alabama wanting to write with my husband? And but she's really cool. And he responded back, and he's like, she's either a stalker or she's being serious. And he grew to find out that I was being serious, and that I really listened to a bunch of songs. And the thing that I was drawn to was the ones that he wrote. And there was something about him that I wanted to write with, because I just loved his writing. So this whole EP evolved because that was several years ago that I wrote Jim. and I flew to LA, and we started a song called Stomp, and I've never gotten it out of my head. And 3 years later, I said I have got to finish Stomp because it's been haunting me. And so, yeah, and I called Huff. I said, Huff, I'm in this position in my life where I really want to finish Stomp because it's been in the back of my brain and I can't get it out. And he said, well, come on to LA and let's write Stomp. But before we write Stomp, we need to write several other songs since that's the one song that you can't get out of your head. Like, I want to get a couple of songs under our belt that we've written together before we tackle this one, which was so smart. Like, that was the wisest suggestion, that just being able to learn how to write with somebody and to really understand them and what they want and what they hear, that's what needed to happen in order for us to finish Stomp. And so we started writing all these songs, and I just fell in love with them. And I said, oh, my gosh, Love Ain't a Prize, I love it. And then some other songs that are on my EP that's coming out, I fell in love with those. And I said, Jim, we got to go to the studio and record these. And it turned into this. He ended up being the producer, which he's a great producer, a great songwriter, a great instrumentalist. And because we wrote together so much and he really got to know me, this project it turned out exactly what I was looking for, what I wanted, how I wanted it to sound, and I'm just so happy about it. I really am.
The tracks that I have heard from it sound really good, sound excellent, and Jim is a well-established songwriter. So if you guys out there don't know much about Jim, you can check out his website at jimhuffmusic.com. And so that's very cool. So you just had the cojones just to shoot him a message and say, I want to work with you. And over time, yeah. Yeah,
I did. It just, I felt compelled. I was like, oh, my gosh, this guy, I don't know anything about him, but just where he goes musically is where I go, and what I hear and what I would want. So I had to write with him. And then,
it's really important. It's really important to have a team, And it just what I got from reading your bio is that you seem to welcome working with other people, and I think that that is something that a lot of other artists, a lot of musicians listen to our podcast, and we always try to give something of value, a takeaway. And one of the things that I hear from what you're talking about is that you really just aren't shy about working with other people, that you're totally fine with it. You seem at ease with that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was a big sports girl, and the sports that I played and that I loved was softball and volleyball and basketball. And those were all team-oriented sports. So I really embrace working with the team because it's just all the sports that I played as a child. And I know golf is an individual sport, and that's something that I just recently started getting into, but it was something that I wasn't embedded into me when I was growing up. I always did a team sport, and I just incorporate that into my music. Because it's great to be able to do things on your own, but I'm extroverted. I love people, so I love working with people.
What about the two? It says here you've got a couple songs coming up in a movie with that's going to feature Tracy Lawrence. Now, what's that all about?
Yes, there's a song called, or not song, there's a movie called Alabama Dirt coming out, and Tracy Lawrence is in it. And I had two songs that I wrote probably 2 or 3 years ago. They're not on this EP, but they're just other songs that I've written in the past. And they liked it, and they wanted to use it in their film. And so they even asked me to come and have a small acting role in the film as well. So if you go watch the movie when it comes out in Alabama Dirt, you'll see me for probably a millisecond. but I'm in there.
Cool.
And 2 of my tracks are as well, and I wrote both of them, which makes me very happy.
So, okay, very cool. You've got the EP coming out, movie, possible acting career. Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
One of my friends is making a movie about Brian Epstein. It's a movie called The Fifth Beatle, and I'll put you in touch with him because you could never know. It could work out to be there could be a bit part in it for you. He's got some serious people involved and stuff like that. I'll tell you about that after we end the recording a little bit more. It might help you out. The other thing is, your publicist says that I should ask you about your recent trip to Hawaii. I know nothing about it. So go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yes, I just got back from Hawaii, and I'm back in the real world. So I've been singing that Paramore song, "Living in the Real World," and I went off for 12 days, and I silenced my phone, and I went and had a vacation, and I can't remember the last time that I did that, where I was just, I'm going to go have a vacation. It's been so long, and I've been working my tail off on this record, and I knew that I'm going to be I'm promoting my single, and that it's right when you wake up in the morning and right when you go to bed. That's what you're going to be doing. And I said I need to go take a short vacation, and it's always been on my bucket list. And this year has been a year of let me check things off my bucket list. So I finally can check it off that I've been to Hawaii. And I even sang in Hawaii, and it was great. And I had a blast. I went swimming with dolphins. I went snorkeling. I saw some sea turtles and swam beside some sea turtles. I went paddleboard surfing. I went and rode 4-wheelers where they filmed Jurassic Park and 50 First Dates and Jurassic World and all these amazing movies. And I went zip lining. I went to this thing called the Polynesian Cultural Center and saw a luau and learned how to do the hula. And I just had so much fun. I ate a lot
well, good. So your batteries are recharged and you're ready to get out there now, right? So what are you gonna do? Are you guys gonna tour, or what's the situation for the record?
Oh yeah, we're gonna be touring. We're gonna put together a big tour for next year. And I'm still taking, I have a show today. I'm taking selective dates here and there throughout the rest of the year. And I'm going to be in LA for a month and a half, come November through December. And I'm going to be promoting my single, doing some shows out in LA, possibly shooting another video, and just working, but it doesn't feel like work because I love what I do.
Of course. So the single is, and the video is "Love Ain't a Prize," and you guys can I found it immediately just by putting Donica Knight into YouTube. It comes up. Actually, you have several videos. Plus, you have some fan videos. That's very cool. You got people who like you enough. You got enough fan base where people are actually doing their own things with your song. That's very cool. Very flattering. Good for you. So you're going to go and do some selective shows. Is there anything before we wrap up here that you would like to talk about or plug before we roll on out?
Yeah. Well, you can find me on social media. I love talking to everybody that wants to talk to me. I love my friends. I call my fans my friends as well because we're all friends. But I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then if you want to just go to my website, which is www.donicaknight, and you spell it DONICAKNIGHT.com. You can just find all those links there. It might make life easier. You can shoot me messages, and you can find my video on YouTube or my website. And it's going to be on iTunes November 1st for purchase, or you can find it on my website as well.
There you have it, folks. DonicaKnight.com. Please check out her videos. There's some cool, like, just live stuff of you just playing gigs, too. And you're very down to earth. You sound great live. Which is, it's one thing to sound great on your record. A lot of people can sound great on their record, but when they get in front of an audience and there's no, there's no real, hardcore production behind them, you can really tell what they're doing. There's a video of you singing just solo at a Kiwanis Club or something.
Okay.
Is that ringing a bell? I don't know.
Yeah,
you probably didn't even know anybody filmed it. But it's, I was really impressed. You have a great voice. Yeah. No, you pull all that stuff off very well. So, guys, go out and check out Donica and everything she's doing. We're really excited about the new record coming out, and you can get all the information at DonicaKnight.com. All right, Donica, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us today.
Thank you for having me, Lou.
Okay. You guys listening to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus, you can listen to this podcast at LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com and check up on everything we're doing, including our music podcast and as well as all past interviews. That is LoudiniRockandRollCircus.com. And once again, for Donica Knight, that is DonicaKnight.com. All right, guys, take care. We'll talk to you soon.